Hello. If you are here to learn about how to remove late payments from your credit for free, then you are in the right place. So let's get it going. But every time before I start a video, I always have to give a quote. And today, it's simple. Everything is hard before it gets easy. So stick with me. If you don't have that 800, we're going to get you there. Who is this video for? This video is for entrepreneurs and moms because they are the backbone of the community. I really feel. So our goal here is to empower people, but specifically single moms and entrepreneurs to boldly boss up. Now, what is boldly bossing up? It simply means to take control of your credit, to eliminate bad debt, and take control of your financial life. So if you're looking to do that, you're definitely in the right spot. All right, what are late payments? Late payments are when you don't make a payment by the due date. Okay, so it's nice and simple. And let me move myself right on out the way here. When you don't make a payment by the due date. And why does it matter? Well, as you remember, if you recall the chart, payment history is the biggest piece of the pie. So payment history is 35%. That's around 297 points out of 850 points. So that's a lot of points. So if you're not making your payments on time, you are impacting your score considerably. Now, one thing that you might not know about that is that the more credit cards you have, if you miss a payment, it's less of an impact. Okay. So we'll talk about that a little more in just a second. When is a payment considered late? Well, it depends on it doesn't depend on who you talk to, but it's late day one if you are talking about the creditor, but it's late after 30 days if you're talking about the credit bureaus, okay, the credit agencies, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. So let me explain. So let's say that you have a payment that's due on October the 1st and you pay it late on October the 3rd. So your payment is going to be late to the creditor. So they might charge you a late fee, they might charge you penalties and interest, or even decrease your credit limits because you paid the bill late. Okay. However, it is not going to be reported to the credit bureau when you pay it after that on the 3rd. Okay. So it's not reported late to the credit agency until it's over 30 days late. So missing one payment does not impact your score right away. Okay. So let me give you another example. Let's say it's due on October the 1st and you don't pay it until November 2nd, which is that 32 days. Is that about right? Yeah. It's going to be late to the credit agency and it's going to be late to the creditor. So in that case, bad news. Okay. How long late payments hurt your score? So late payments can stay on your report up to 7 years and they can ding your score up to 100 points, which is kind of harsh. But look at it this way. So the higher your score is, the worse the impact or the drop will be. So if you have an 800 credit score and you have a late payment that actually shows up on your credit report, you're over that 30-day mark, it's going to affect you more than it will someone who has, say, a 500 credit score and they have a late payment, if that makes sense. Okay. And then the longer the missed payment, the bigger the impact on your score. And what do I mean by the longer the missed payment? So you could have a payment that's 30 days late, 60 days late, 90 days late. And really, my gosh, you shouldn't even make it to the 30-day late mark. Okay. We want to keep everything current. But if you have something that's 90 days late, it's going to affect you more than if it's only 30 days late. So 30 days late will affect your score a good 9 months for 30 days late. And this is just on average. This is what I've noticed um, with some of the reports that I've looked at and looking at the data and then just doing my own research on data and people that have paid late. This is what is the average. Okay, it's affecting you for 9 months if you're paying 30 days late. If you're paying 60 days late, it's affecting you for 2 years plus, 2 to 3 years. It says 2 to 30 years, but it's 2 to 3 years. Okay. And then if you pay 90 days late, it's going to affect you for 5 to 7 years. Okay. Because remember, a bank's job is to mitigate risk. Okay. And if you're paying 90 days late, that means you're more likely to default on a loan or for your loan to go into collections. And so they are going to hit your score pretty hard for that. All right. So how to remove late payments. Here's the good part. So the first thing is it's much easier to remove a late payment that's older. So if you have a brand new late payment and you're trying to get it removed, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Okay. So the first goal for you is to figure out how you can make sure that you're not paying late. All right. And there are ways to do that. And that's where you need to try to get to first. And I know sometimes it's easier said than done when you've got mouths to feed, when you've got a business with cash flow issues, things like that. I totally get it. But you have to make up your mind that you are going to pay these bills on time, at least the minimum payment by any means necessary. And once you can commit to that, then we can move on from there. And not only increase your score, but maintain that increased score because that is the goal. Um, Remember this, any merchant who reports the data, so any creditor who is reporting the data can remove the data. Okay. So with that said, let's say that you have had perfect payment history and then you miss a couple payments because the times we're in, because you lost a job, um, because you just forgot, you plain forgot. You can call up the creditor or you can chat the creditor and try to see if they will remove the payments. Be extremely nice to them. Tell them that you have been a great customer, but you accidentally forgot about your payments for whatever reason. You can give them your story, but be very nice and ask them if they would consider removing the late payment from your report. If they say yes, they will, make sure that you get it in writing, either by email or by mail, because then you can use that information to as proof to the credit bureaus that you need to remove. They need to remove that information. Another thing that you could do is a goodwill letter. Apologize to them and let them know exactly what you want taken off of your report. Um, if they agree, again, get it in an email, get it in writing. Then you can send that to the agencies as proof that it should be removed. Also remember, anything that is inaccurate or unverifiable can be removed. So let's say that you have something that's reporting 90 days late, but you know that it was only 30 days late. That's something that's inaccurate. You can get that removed. Okay. Um, if it's unverifiable, again, you can get it removed. So your best bet though is to start with the creditor, because they are the ones who put the data on your report. They're the ones who could easily remove it. But we'll start there. So start with the creditor. If you get someone that's not helpful or they're having a bad day, hang up, call, and try to find somebody else. Talk to 2 or 3 people, see if you can get someone to agree to remove the late. From there, credit bureau. Okay. Tips for making on-time payments. Okay, you want to make sure that you check your credit score and credit report regularly so you know exactly what's on it. Make timely payments and avoid being late at all costs. We talked about this earlier, but you definitely want to avoid being late at all costs. Set up automated payments, use phone alarms, use your calendar, make smaller and frequent payments so that you know that you're hitting at least that minimum payment every month. Here's another tip. The more cards you have, all reporting positive payment history, the better. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you have 100 positive payments and 2 late. That's a lot better than having 10 positive payments and 2 late. Okay, so let me explain a little bit more about what I mean. Let's say you have one card, you only have one credit card. So that's a pretty thin credit profile. And after 5 years, you miss one payment. So your on-time payment percentage is now 98.33%, meaning that you are moderately risky to the banks. And remember what I said, banks' job is to mitigate risk. They don't want giving out money to risky people, okay? They don't like missed payments. So even missing one payment in 5 years, if you only have one credit card, is going to put you in that risky area. So you don't want to be there. But now let's use that same scenario, but this time you have 6 credit cards and you make on-time payments and you miss one payment in 5 years, but you've got 6 credit cards. And each one of those credit cards is reporting positive payments month after month, year after year, and you have one miss. So with that one missed payment and 6 credit cards all reporting that positive history, you have a 99.7 ratio, which means that your payment ratio is a heck of a lot better than somebody with only one credit card. Now, you would say for the person with one credit card, 98.33% is good. No, it's absolutely not. It's good when we're talking about when you're in school, 98.33% is pretty dang good, but not in the credit world when it comes to missing payments. Okay, 98.33% is not good. You want to stay at 100% on time payments. Um, so, again, having more credit cards, you still have that missed payment, but it's not going to hurt you as bad because you have more positive accounts reporting month after month. So make sure you're setting up auto pay, make sure you set up alerts, and also you can change your due dates to when you actually have money coming in. So let's say that you know that for entrepreneurs, you have cash flow and you know that on the first I'm getting this much money coming in, or this client has paid this invoice and I know that the first of every month I could make my minimum payments for sure, then let's set it up. Let's change our due dates around, and credit card companies will do this. Now they're not going to do it every month, change it around, but they will do it for you. They will change your due date for you. So get that done to get the help that you need. Um, and if you have a job and you know that you're paid bi-weekly, then set up things so that you know when you have chunks of money coming that you can pay those minimum payments. All right. I hope this has been an informative video for you and that you've learned a little something. If you have, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And when you subscribe, comment below, I subscribe. and let me know. And let me know if there's any other topics about credit or debt that you want to discuss, and I'm happy to do so. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything about credit score, eliminating bad debt, and I will see you in the next one. Remember, collaboration over competition is key. Now you keep boldly bossing up. Take control of your credit, your debt, and your financial future. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great one, everybody. Bye for now.